This time of year is always very exciting for me. It's when Apple get ready to drop the new iPhones and the new Apple Watches. But even if you're not in the market for one this year, this is still a pretty good time to be around. It's pretty exciting because this is when they drop the new iOS. So even if you're not in the market this year for a new Apple Watch or a new iPhone, a lot of the stuff that we'll talk about in this video will become available for free. It is quite sad to say, and it doesn't feel that long ago that we had the iPhone X or iPhone 10, as a lot of people called it. But sadly, this year, we're going to see support dropped for the iPhone X. So if you have a 10S or anything earlier than that, you are actually going to be able to reap the rewards of this release. So let's talk about the simple stuff first, and let's bring in interactive widgets. So widgets have been part of my whole iPhone experience ever since they released widgets back in iOS 14, I believe. They've always been small little boxes that you can kind of maneuver around your menu screens and stuff like that, and just kind of place anywhere. And that's all well and good, but it felt a bit of a dry experience, to be honest. So now that we can interact with these widgets, we can do things like turn lights on and off, mark reminders as completed, or even change the track on our music. And I've just felt like they've needed to do that for so long, but now it's here. So now we can enjoy it. Next up, we've got standby mode. Now, if you've got an Apple Watch, you've probably seen this before. It's very simple on the Apple Watch, but again, they've expanded on this with the iPhone and iOS 17. We've got multiple panes that you can kind of scroll through, all with customization and even interactive widgets like we mentioned just a minute ago. Just turn your phone into landscape mode whilst it's on a charging stand, and the phone will enter standby mode straight away. There's going to be MagSafe chargers and stands and stuff like that. You can obviously expect third-party stands, and this doesn't have to use wireless charging for this to operate. One of the features that I've seen is the additions of this kind of journaling app. It's exactly as it sounds, and it even does this auto journaling for you, combining your photos, meetings, weather, all brought together to compose a diary for your days. And you can go back through and edit this, change things up, and save them for later. So it's quite cool. It's something that you can look back on. By bringing all them kind of bits of information together, it kind of makes an interesting read on your life. So something that I was kind of conjuring up really is what they now call in contact posters. For years, we've kind of compiled our friends' information and stored them ourselves, and kind of to keep up to date with that is quite hard. But now what you do is you make your own little kind of contact poster with all your information in there, even your email and even kind of Apple Pay information. When you call somebody, all of that information will be readily available to them. Now all you have to do is kind of look after your own information, and that's what everyone's going to see. There's also a very interesting feature that's kind of tied in with this and AirDrop, which is called Name Drop. So no more where you have to shout out your number to somebody in public or exchange information that kind of way. You just bring your two phones together at the top, and then you'll instantly exchange information, which again, it sounds so simple, but it's something that we've needed for ages. And it has been around in form of NFC on other devices for years. Check-in is quite a simple thing, but it looks like a really useful feature. I know that I'll be using it with my kids. Say one of the kids has said they're going home and I want to make sure that they get there, and it will notify you when they get home. So if they don't get home in the 15 minutes that you expected them to get there, it will remind them that they're kind of running behind schedule. There's some extra bits that I really like to this. You can see the location, things like battery percentage and whether they've got cellular connectivity or not. I'm really bad for not letting people know when I've got back in at night, and I think this could even possibly save a few lives. Stickers is another feature that's looking really good as well. I'm particularly interested in kind of grabbing images, and if they're live images as well, you can actually drag them and drop them into your messages. I think that is just cool, man. I can't wait to try that feature out. So live voicemail is another thing that's really interesting. Kind of like them old school answering machines, you know, where if you just quite didn't get to the phone in time and you can hear them leaving a message for you, This is a little bit like that. So if somebody calls you up, they get the opportunity to go into voicemail. Now they can still speak, but that will be dictated onto your phone. So you can see what they're kind of talking about. You might be in a situation where you're in a meeting or something like that, and an important phone call coming through might give you a reason to actually walk out of the meeting, but it might not as well. This is going to give you a bit of an idea of what that person wants to speak about. And I think that's going to be a really useful tool, especially for the kind of office meeting type people. So there you have it. There's 6 of my kind of really favorite features that I really like. There's actually going to be 2 more parts to this video, so make sure you subscribe so you can see them as well. One of which is going to be hidden features, which I'm actually really looking forward to talking about. Anyway, thank you guys. Please like and comment. Let me know what you think about all this, and I will see you in the next one.